how's it going today? Welcome to the Quench Life podcast, and with me today I have back my friend in fitness, Karin. She is joining me today. Just got loose because she had foot surgery a few weeks ago, so now she has a shoe on, so it's a big day here for Karin.
It's a big day for me.
She's walking without a limp, which is pretty cool.
I'm out and about, and I can drive my truck again.
Driving,
so
right?
So we're good, I can drive. Today is a good day.
All right, I like it. Congratulations, we're glad to have you back in action. I invited her today so that she could interview me. We've had some people say, some of the members say that, I'm harassing everybody, asking questions about their lives and what they've been up to, and I haven't really gone through the litany myself. So I asked Karin if she'd come on and ask me some questions so I can give you the goss, the tea on what's going on in Jillian Russo's head, which positive or negative, we'll find out.
There's a lot of stuff going on there, I'm sure. Because you're always coming up with ideas and new things, so I'm sure there's a lot going on in there.
It's a crazy little thing.
Which is awesome. So I think, let's jump right into it.
Let's get it.
I think the biggest, one of the biggest question is everybody, tell us your story.
Sure.
How did you get involved in this? We know, your mom owned the gym before.
Right.
So we know you've kind of been in this, environment forever. But, tell us, how did you, keep going in it? What was the big motivation for you?
Good question. So it started, I grew up doing fitness like everybody knows, and I always said growing up that I would never own a health club.
Really?
I'm sure my mom can leave something in the notes about that. It just wasn't of interest to me, and I think a lot of it was because it was so much work. I always watched my mom work so much. People could say that kind of having a gym is almost like having a restaurant because we're delivering fitness, we're delivering customer service. It's just a lot. But I spent a lot of time in my 20s working for my stepfather, Tom, and I traveled for about 10 years putting on educational workshops. We did one a month throughout the country. Teaching people how to run successful fitness businesses. And it put me in front of a lot of people that were training, kind of kicked off a lot, Rachel Cosgrove, who has been a powerhouse in women's fitness. She was kind of the first trainer that really stood up and said, women should be lifting weights. This is what should be happening. And I really had a good opportunity to meet some really cool people and some really cool trainers. And that's what kind of started making me go, okay, well, maybe there's different ways that we should be doing this, or that we should be going about it. Wow. So that's it took me time to get there. When Tom decided to retire, I decided to step back into my mom's gym. And at that time, it was like, okay, what are we doing? And I think the hardest part about being a women's workout company is my mom created such a beautiful gem, but it was always my mom's, and it never really gave me an opportunity to create something that was my own. So we decided to close it. I decided to close it. It was my decision. My family was totally cool with it, but I wanted to create something that was mine, and that really specifically focused on weightlifting and the things that made women successful. So we took the summer off, regrouped, and here we are.
That's a great story. I never knew that you went across the country and did educational workshops. I never knew that.
Yeah,
I knew you worked for your father and
your
stepfather, but I never knew that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. How did you decide to go work for him? I mean, how did you get into that? Was it just a natural flow of events? That's kind of where it led you, or was it a specific choice?
I believe I was like 18 or 19, and I was a total pain in the ass. Again, my mom will probably leave something in the comments. And Tom, my stepdad, had actually just moved the company from California. That's where it was originally based out of, to the Cape to be with my mom. And they actually needed help with people doing sales calls. So I spent my first little bit of time working for Tom actually doing cold calling. Like, we'd get a list of health clubs to call every single day, and you were dialing for dollars. So that's what I started doing. And then once you kind of did that, you work your way into actually being able to travel to the different events and doing that.
That's great because, so it seems like you've then gotten all different views of how, to run a gym. You taught people, you get to see the back of it, you got to see the front of it, you're a trainer yourself. That's very, very interesting. It's very exciting. Why women?
I think that women don't get enough street cred for how powerful that they are from all avenues of life. Obviously fitness, women have always been told, you go jump around in a room, don't pick up anything over 3-pound weights, like just go stand over there, don't do too much. And I really wanted to create an environment that was like, no, screw that. Like we're gonna get barbells out, we're gonna make this place look like we lift weights here. And sometimes it can be totally intimidating. You walk in and you see all the racks and you see all the weights. Right. But I wanted you to walk in and be like, okay, like this is business. Like we're really doing this. Yeah. It's not something that we're just talking about or like foo-fooing around. It's like we're really gonna lift weights and we're gonna show you how to do that.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Now my other question that leads from that is, I know on your website and a lot of your videos, you say that you focus on women 40 and plus.
Yeah.
Why that? Why that specific group of women?
I feel that when we turn a certain age, typically 40, that we're more interested in working on ourselves. Yeah. There's just kind of a different positioning in your headspace of understanding me time and wanting me time, but also kind of understanding that I think your mindset starts changing, that I'm not necessarily working out so that I'm super skinny and that we're past that time in our life.
Right? Oh yes.
We've had children, or whatever your life story is, you have a job, you need time. And I think that, it doesn't mean that we don't help women. We have members here that are under 40 years old. Yeah. It just is, I understand when you walk in the door really what it is that you're looking for, and we want to help you be successful. Because most women, when they come in the door, have already had a couple negative experiences regarding fitness. So we have to overcome that before anything else can happen. So I think taking that specialization and really allowing us to show you, like, let us help you, give us a chance and an opportunity to lead you along the way, because that's what most of us are looking for. Right. Tell me what to do. Tell me when to show up.
When to do it, how to do it. Yeah,
and I'll show up and I'll do all those things, and I want to go home.
And I can totally relate to that. What you said, there's 100%. Yes, in my life too. Had, a couple of pretty bad experiences with fitness. And I'm at that, over 40 now, and yes, my me time is super, super important. Right. It's one of the most important things there is at this point. It is.
It's non-negotiable.
Keep that good balance. So I love that. I love that. That's really,
especially now with everything being so funky. Everyone's at home. We're going through, the pandemic, and I think we're starting to understand now that I love my family and I love being home, doing school, and all of those things. But I do appreciate, the 15-minute drive here and an opportunity to work out, just to have downtime and an opportunity for your brain to think
differently. Exactly. Think of yourself and not of everything else that's going on.
Yeah,
that is so true.
For sure.
And then segueing into our whole lifestyle that we're living now, in the midst of a pandemic, what have you done to really make it a welcoming, safe place for everybody? Because you've been open through most of it.
Yeah. I think the first thing it's in motion. Every day it's changed, I think, for the most part, since the whole pandemic started. And even backtracking into February and March, where a lot of us really didn't think it was real life. Yeah. Because you think of that like, oh, that's not going to be a big deal. I mean, I really thought
we thought it was 2 weeks and it was going to be done with. Right? And we're going to go back to normal. Thing.
Yeah. And then when they close the gym, you're kind of like, okay. So the first thing is that everybody's different. Everybody, I think, has different thoughts, processes on what safety is for them. And you just have to approach it kind of with all those eyes, So there are people that are going to be comfortable coming into the gym with basic, safety protocols, and then there's going to be people that are not going to be. So I want to say, what's the biggest fear you have, and I'm going to address that, and I'll work my way down, because I don't want you to not come to the gym because you have that obstacle. So we just kind of went down the checklist and went through and figured it out as best as you can. But I think, like everybody in any small business right now, you just change it as it ebbs and flows.
Yeah, you got to think outside of the box. That's for sure.
Just do the best we can.
That's so true. You know, everywhere you go, everything is different, and everybody's just trying to make it work.
Yeah.
So with that said, you know, you always have all these ideas. Let's try this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where does that motivation come from? Where does that come from? How do you come up with these things? Do you have a group of, you know, gym owners that you guys like get together, you talk about these things too, or does this come out of the, you know, infinite brain of Jillian?
Yeah, it's probably a mix. You know, I do lean on, I'm lucky enough as a business owner and as a young business owner that I have got two really strong, phenomenal parents to lean on, with my mom being, doing business for as long as she did. And my husband listens to me yammer on. And I do have friends that I talk to. It's probably just a mix. I'm always like, what's going to keep us moving? I think that that's the biggest one, because it's like, I don't want to not be on it so that that's the reason why you're not moving. Like, I want to be ahead of your, like, step back. So I'm always like, okay, I guess that's like kind of the next thing in my brain is like, all right, so what's the thing that we, like, well, how can we keep
go back,
moving?
let's keep moving forward.
Because I don't, you know, that's the hardest part. And when we closed and kind of watching and going through that is the lack of motivation or just not feeling like you want to work out at home. And it's like, in my brain, I'm like, okay, let's remedy that. Like, how can we overcome that? What can we do? Because everybody has good momentum, and it stinks when you lose that momentum. But yeah, it's a smorgasbord of things. But I'm always an overthinker. So I run every scenario in my head. That's kind of how I work. You know, like if I know I'm going into a confrontational situation, I'm going through everything. Like I'll be like, what's Karin going to say to me? And then I'm going to say this back to Karin, and then I'm going to say this. That's how my brain works. Like I'm going to roll out everything. But that's too funny.
That's hilarious. And then some of us just kind of like go and wing it and like, well, okay.
And make it look good, so it works.
That's awesome. I think it's great. I really do, because there's always something coming, you know, there's always something interesting going on. It's really exciting. Really
and
exciting.
I think fitness is not exciting. I think that is...
See, I disagree.
Well, and I say that... when you find your fitness, it's exciting. But you know, when you look at fitness outside, that's why so many people don't fitness, because it's like they don't get it, or they've had bad experiences, or it sucks. I mean, working out really, it's hard. And if you're overweight and you haven't done it for a long time, moving, you're sore, like it's not like positive fuzzy feelings right away. Once you start seeing results, then you get that fuzzy feeling. But
that's true,
there's a lot, you kind of have to go up a hill. So I kind of try to keep that struggle, you know, at the forefront of my brain every single day, that, you know, it's hard for most of us to get here. It's a struggle to not drive by on the way home. So how can we circumvent that, or make it just a smidge better, so that when you come, the workout was whatever it was, but you talked to awesome people, and it was a good experience while you were here. That's kind of
creating that atmosphere where, you know, you want to go to that place. It's huge. It's such a huge thing.
And I think that the team, the community has such a huge thing. Like, I love when new people come in, and, you know, like we're checking people in, and they Miranda our back, and then someone's like, oh, you new? Let me show you. Like, and everybody, and it just makes somebody like, okay, awesome. I'm so glad that I came here, because they just get sucked up into the group.
It is always welcoming here.
So important.
Very true.
So important.
It really is. And that's, you know, why I think a lot of people keep coming back. It is, you know, I speak to a lot of the members too, and it's that one thing. We go there because we like to go there. We see our friends there. I have made so many friends through the gym. And it's like, that's a huge big deal why we keep coming, because we know our friends are going to be there, and we're working out together. It's a great, the whole group, the whole environment here is always good. So I want to say kudos to you on that. It really is. It really is. All right, so let's get tell us something personal about Jill, something we don't know.
Something personal.
That we would never even think of. That this is what Jill, what have you done that's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Let's see. The craziest. Like, I'm really not that crazy.
Like if you jumped out of a plane.
You might have to edit this part. I've never jumped out of a plane. You know, the sandwich, Heritage Gardens, Heritage Museum, when they had those treetop, you climb the platforms and you zip line.
The adventure park.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you did that. That was pretty fun. I never got to do that.
Oh my God. I don't really know if I would call it fun. I agreed to do it because my mother, who takes Madison all the time when she's down in Florida, and they're like, it'll be so much fun. So I'm afraid of heights. Madison has no fear of anything. I started crying at the third level we were on, and they had to come and rescue me and get you down. I'm a good time.
All right, sorry. Sorry about that. All right, so then what is your favorite thing to do outside of the gym then? What would you say that is?
Let's see. My favorite thing to do outside of the gym would be, I'm a homebody, so I do just I appreciate going home and hanging out with my family, especially after a long week. Books, I like to read. That's really my downtime is digging into a good story.
Right. What kind of books?
Murder mystery, usually a good James Patterson novel. Nothing too crazy. I've been on a
gun wrestling.
a World War II kick lately. That's been really interesting. But yeah, it's just, I enjoy the downtime. There's a lot of chatting all week with everybody and everybody's stories. Like kind of by Friday and Saturday, I'm like, good to just have like a good meal and some wine and then hang out.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Favorite food?
Let's see. My favorite food is pretty much all foods. I like a good steak. That's probably my favorite with some blue cheese on it.
Oh, that does sound yummy. That does sound yummy. Yeah. Very cool. So what Jillian did is she posted on our members' website, Facebook page, that this interview was going to happen today, and she had put it out there for the members so they could post on the website to see what kind of questions that they had for Jill and to get to know Jillian, our fearless leader, a little bit more. So I'm going to read some of the questions and then Jill's going to answer them.
Okay.
So the first one came from Carol Kennedy. And it was, what keeps you motivated in these crazy times?
Everybody in the gym is what keeps me motivated in these crazy times. Hands down. Keeping everybody moving, making sure everybody is okay. That is what keeps me motivated every day. That's why I get out of bed every day.
I love that. I love that. I love the little text messages I get from you every once in a while. Hey, checking in. How you doing? That means a lot. That means a lot. All right. Oh boy, I'm going to probably butcher her name. Let's just say Susan. Susan asked, when do you make time for your workouts? We never see you work out.
Yes,
unless you spin with us. But when do you work out?
So normally I work out in the day when everybody is gone. I usually do a 30-minute workout with one of the boys, with one of the Jeffs. Because I'm the same way that you get busy doing work too, because when everybody leaves, I still have to do work. So usually what I'll do is I've been boxing with Jesse during the downtime, and usually I'll book appointments with the Jeffs to have them come in to keep me on track. Or I'll just do my own thing. Yeah. I do like to just turn on some good 90s rap and crank it out.
Do you like to work out by yourself? Do you like that? Or would you rather be in a group environment?
That's a good question. I don't mind working out by myself, but it is more fun in a group environment.
Yeah. Where do you get your motivation, though, to keep working out by yourself? I think that's for me at least, that is a big part. I don't want to work out by myself. I need my people around me. I can't get motivated without my people.
She needs her people. The motivation question I think is always a funny question. I usually put something at the end of it. Like, you can go do, like you can have a shake, or if I'm, I position it so get your workout done, and then you can do X, Y, or Z.
All right.
And sometimes it's just you just gotta suck it up, buttercup, and just do it. That's why if you are gonna work out alone, for me, I like to just turn up like the music and go.
So if we want to see you work out, what time of the day do we have to drive by?
Well, if you want to see me singing and working out, it's just between like 10:30 and 1:30, depending on the day.
All right, so don't be afraid when all of a sudden there's these faces staring at you through the door. Oh, all right, moving
Fair
on. Do you have a week's vacation planned? And if you could go anywhere, where would that be? That question came from Catherine Bean.
Well, Catherine, that's a good setup question because she owns Bella in Osterville. So no, I don't have a vacation planned right this second. It would probably be a little bit kind of coming out of these times. But my parents are moving. Right now they're in the process of moving. So I would like to hopefully get this whole pandemic thing cleared up. Maybe go see them at the end of the summer or in the early fall.
All right, that sounds fun. And when you're on vacation, what do you like to do? What kind of vacations do you like? You know, some people like to go to like all-inclusive resorts where they can go snorkeling and they can do all these different things. Some people like cruises.
I'm never going to get on a cruise ever again. We used to travel all the time when I was younger. As I've been an older adult, I can say that I've never really taken a vacation. Like I've never gone to like Mexico. Yeah. I'm going to listen to this and be like, damn, Jillian.
Yeah, where's my life?
I'm closing the gym for a month and going to do crazy things. I'll be back. So I don't know where I would go. I feel like I would go somewhere warm so I could just read and drink Coronas.
And
that's what I feel like I would do.
Very nice, very nice. I can relate to that. I love being on the beach. Let's see, the next one. I think we might have spoken about this one a little bit. As how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep from getting bored with routines and exercises?
So that is a good question that Betsy asked.
Yes.
And I've been thinking about that question because for two reasons. One, we've kind of growing up through fitness have been trained that like your fitness goes bad or you know that you have to do all these wild and crazy things to keep everything fresh. And what we're learning over time is that you really don't have to do too much crazy stuff. Like there's basics to life that you need to be successful. So we'll never go too out of line with what the basics are that we do here in the gym. But the keeping it fresh.
For me, what keeps it fresh. I love how last year you did a lot of the Friday night things we did. Yeah. That was fun. The DJ workout we did. Sure. Those were fun. Yeah. The one we did in the dark with the glow sticks and stuff. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, we should do that again.
I think that the keeping it fresh question really is a matter of there's basic movements that we have to do in our life to be successful. Yes. So, when you start talking about the ability to sit up and get yourself off the floor, and those are movements that we kind of work into workouts all the time because those are the base things that we need to be successful. So to keep it fresh, it's like you always want that base and then you can sprinkle a couple fun things in to kind of get your emotional exercise. I think that that's a good term for it. Like everybody kind of has their thing like, oh, we're doing core today. Oh, we're doing arms.
Very
like,
true. It's definitely
like
one thing.
Exercise, like we're, standing here and doing a bicep curl might not be the most functional thing, but like you're watching your muscles and you're like, oh yeah, that looks
exactly,
good.
Exactly.
So there's the balance of like that emotional thing that we need, and you just have to be creative with it.
And emotions is a big part of fitness. Yeah. I think for a lot of people. Yeah. It is. You gotta be in that frame of mind to want to be, and then when you see the results, it makes you feel good. It's a high. It's an emotional high. It's all right, let's keep going. At least for me, it is.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, it is too. But you have to get there, and that what I love is that you love fitness so much. Like
I do.
Karin gets like,
That's my high. It's my drug.
Like itching because she's not been, which is great. But for a lot of people, it's like, they've got to work.
For me too. It was a process to get there. It took a long time to get there. It really did. So it's a process for everybody, and it's everybody's own process. I feel. Yeah. Everybody 100%. Is on their own journey at their own time, and everybody will get there when they get there. That's just. It's like somebody who's smoking and who wants to stop smoking. My father smoked, all my life, and we will always nag him, stop smoking, and he was like, I don't want to. I'm not going to. He woke up one day and said, all right, now I'm done smoking. Right. And it was his own journey to get there, and he wasn't, and that was it. So I think that's great. And then the other one, have you always been interested in fitness from Melanie? We know you said you kind of didn't want to, but then it kind of just happened.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's great. You obviously have the support of your family, which is great.
Yes.
have you always had the support of your family? It is, because this is a big part of your life. This is your life.
Yeah, I think I'm very thankful to have the support. You know, I think everybody was like, what? When I said that, we were going to close the gym, and that, you know, at that time I already knew when we closed the big gym that we were going to do something on a smaller scale. I think that they were a little bit like, what? Okay. But not in a negative way. So I'm very thankful for the support, you know, and all the stuff that they've put up all the years.
That's awesome. That's
Jillian.
awesome. Yep. Your journey with Quench.
My journey with Quench.
Has it been everything you expected or you wanted? Has it been a good journey for you? It's I mean, we know it's been, you know, especially this year, it's been super hard, but
yeah, I think it's hard to define like what that journey is. I think that that's the fun of being in business is that the journey, that's the fun. Every day you just don't know what's going to happen. And you can plan and do your best. You know, COVID has definitely thrown a wrench in it, but it doesn't make, you know, it doesn't make me sad. You know, I just hope that we can get back to the place that
I
we
hope
can
so.
have a safe, comfortable environment. Continue to do that. I think that, you know, I feel like April's like our go-to month on that. At this point, so that we can get back into it and kind of get our groove back. I think that we'll be ready for it. You know, women will be ready for it. We're going to come out of being cooped up with our kids in the house, and you know, we'll be here when everybody's ready to get going.
You know, I realized the other day, it was such a shocker. I have been working from home for 9 months now.
Wow.
Straight out, you know, and it's like, oh my goodness, I would have in my wildest dreams not even have thought that would ever happen. And here we are, and I tell you, I am ready to just get back to life as it used to be. Get up in the morning, go to work, do my thing. I am so ready for it, and I think everybody is. And I feel through everything, because we all of us, we're at that point, we're going a little stir crazy. This has been the place to come for us to feel happy and feel good. At least for me, that's what it's been. That's what it's been for me. Unfortunately, the last 2 months, because of the surgery, it hasn't been able to happen, and I cannot wait to get back.
But now Stella's got her groove back, so
Stella's coming back, baby.
Well, Karin and I want to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all happy things. I hope everybody really takes the opportunity to sit back and relax and enjoy this time with your family. Karin, thank you for interviewing me today. I hope everybody got the goss they were looking for, and maybe we can do it again.
Yes, if there's anything, I think if anybody comes up with this great idea, we have all these other questions for Jillian. Let's do it, and we'll set up another one. I feel we should.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thanks for having me again, and happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you soon.
There's so much information about what women should be doing to stay fit and healthy, it makes it hard to know what information is right. Join me, Jillian Russo, every Wednesday as I interview women who have finally made themselves a priority. Each episode contains inspirational stories from women just like you who have had enough and have decided to make health and fitness part of their everyday lives. I'll also be inviting other health and wellness professionals to share their stories and provide tips on health, nutrition, wellness, life, and much more.